And look at this perfect timing. Both of y'all sat down right as we switched over. Welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm Kathy.
And she's John. Kick around. This is already telling us to do a posture check. So we all just got back up, so everything. Welcome to episode 170.
I still have posture. You guys will be happy to know.
Yeah, probably. Your screen looks okay.
And that spine's still there. It hurts enough that I remember it.
Let's kind of get Kathy a little
Old friends.
So, welcome to episode 170. Today's gonna be a hobby day. I need to get a few.
It was going to be the puppet day, but we're postponing that until existential dread passes a little bit.
Pretty much.
So,
all right.
So that we can all be happy and cheerful and you know, puppets.
Puppets galore.
I mean, nobody wants cranky puppets. Actually, there are people who do want cranky puppets. I take that back. So.
Good.
It says got some weird sound with John and Kathy.
That's odd. Okay.
Oh, hold on. I can see.
Well, you know it's Gonzo because it's both of us, John.
Probably.
It turned on your extra audio. So I got that fixed.
Extra audio? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what it is whenever I set up your cameras, it decides to pull the audio from that. And so it those were still on for some reason. I may have to check the other ones and fix it real quick. Let me fix this real quick.
I did add desktop audio back to my stream thing, but that should only be on my stream.
Correct.
Thing.
Yeah.
I needed it for when I do multi-streams with other people so that we can all hear each other.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason it likes to turn them on after I turn them off on these scenes. I don't know what the deal is. But welcome to episode 170. Let's get through the business real quick. We want to thank Muse on Minis for hosting our files and providing a great discount code for you. If you like their stuff and you want to buy some of their products, which they have actually some pretty cool terrain sets. If you type in More Than Dice, all one word, it'll give you a percentage off on your purchase. We want to thank Tectonic Craft Studios, Dan the Man. Some of my mods can give a link to his stream also. He is now streaming on Twitch and doing some fun things with that. Angry Ham, I don't like you.
We love Angry Ham.
Also, we are a creature creator, which we should have some news about Creature Caster pretty soon. Pay attention to all of our social medias for that. And we also want to thank Metalhead Minis, Lynn, for being such an awesome lady. And if someone can give a shout out to her channel, that would be awesome too. And she sells a bunch of our products that we use to make a better podcast. Sorry, I'm in a little bit of pain. John is finishing up his...
Thanks for dropping by. Goat kval. That's my attempt at saying good night in Swedish.
I'm trying to transform a little bit on camera so you can see what I'm doing a little bit. Without this prime here. And I'm doing it without the instructions, and I've only transformed him once before, so...
Cookie, Metalhead Minis is she helps sponsor us, and she sells a bunch of our products, which you should find a link should pop up soon of things that we sell. She's one of ours, and she's a great friend of mine too. She also is one of the co-owners of Warfare Weekend. So
there you go, Optimus Prime.
So if someone says transform again, are you going to transform him back to the truck or something different?
Him, or I'll do maybe I'll do Ron. You remember Shield Ron?
Oh yeah.
Do a shield because that's a cunning name. Or maybe I'll do Enerax here, who turns into an energy axe, because another fucking cunning name.
Enerax.
I mean, come on.
So let's go ahead and go. Kathy, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking gin and ginger ale.
Oh,
I also have jasmine
double
tea.
ginger ale? Double ginger ale?
Gin and ginger ale.
Yeah, so double ginger ale.
So we're
I'll be here
doing-
all night. These are the jokes you get tonight.
Oh my god.
John, what are you drinking tonight?
I have Kraken mixed with root beer.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Is
Generally-
it Barks?
No, it's actually A&W. The funny thing is, I find when you actually measure the amount of rum you're putting in, you don't take the bite as much because you're not just fucking pouring to you like, that looks right.
It's good to know, I guess.
That's crazy thoughts.
Hey, Jeep Man Sam, how are you?
So,
Subscribe, and we appreciate it.
just to let you know, Kathy, I just got confirmation. The 23rd, which is going to be next weekend, we will have Creature Caster on the show.
Hooray!
Yay.
We will have Peter from Creature Caster coming in. He goes,
So
"Is
that
this?"
will not be the puppet
No.
episode if we have Peter from Creature Caster on talking about all sorts of Creature Caster stuff, mainly Judgment, the tabletop game.
Which is actually the 23rd is the last day of their Kickstarter, I believe he said.
Yeah.
He goes. So do you do it live or pre-recorded?
Oh, fuck it, we do it live.
Aye.
It's all live, 6:30 to 8:30.
I mean, or 7:30 to 9:30 in more reasonable parts of the world.
Whatever. Okay.
Captain Izzy's drinking Blue Sky Cherry Vanilla Cane Sugar Soda that she found at the co-op.
That sounds really good.
Does.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gonzo's drinking water. If you guys missed it earlier when he
Yeah.
talked about the bites, because he has had a fuck of a week,
Yeah. So
a fuck of 2 weeks actually.
finishing
Yeah.
getting over bronchitis and Black Widow spider bite.
And then bit by a Black Widow, because
Yeah.
yeah.
Why not?
And not even the
Oh.
fun kind of Black Widow.
I
Yeah.
forgot. It's just very so long. I forgot. I actually have some of that Centauri whiskey Toki sitting here waiting too.
Ooh, Santori.
Wish I could have had that.
I've got a double here, so half of this for you.
All right. Ah, sweet. Thanks. So, guys, we would appreciate y'all coming. Do we have any shout outs or anything that we any tributes today? I'm thinking.
I mean, not that I recall.
I don't
Which doesn't
either.
mean it's not true, but
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
someone passed and I wanted to send a message, but I totally forgot because sometimes life's that way.
Okay. Well, guys, please be safe out there. Please look out for each other. Wear your mask still. You don't know who's got the shot and who hasn't. Still keep a safe distance. This isn't over. We still got a ways to go. And just be nice to each other. You don't know what people are going through. So, Jeep Man Sam, I will let you wear a nurse outfit around me and keep the beard. We love you guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, that was for me. And this one's for Gonzo.
Gotta love when the big boy offers to nurse you back to health, Gonzo.
Man, I just like the last 3 weeks, or I'd say 2.5 weeks, I've been sick of some sort with bronchitis, the spider bite, allergies. I'm just like, I am so done being sick.
It's just, yeah.
Your
Doesn't
life is
help
what
that-
we commonly call a motherfucker right now.
That's a whole different kind of thing.
I mean, metaphorically, not literally.
Yeah, I'm just ready to be done with this crap. But I'm on some pretty good meds right now. I mean, doxycycline is some pretty harsh shit, so I have to be careful with it.
Wait,
Other than
they don't let you drink alcohol?
No.
It's pretty good shit. If they don't let you go outside, it's extra good shit. This is just my common knowledge of
Do
these
not leave your house.
Yeah. No, I actually have after duty schedules on like Wednesdays and Fridays.
Duty.
Duties. more than one. And I have to watch these kids for the bus, and it's it's outside because the weather's pretty decent. And I'm sitting out there, and I'm not out there 10 minutes. And I get back into the shade, and my arms are just red as can be and everything.
Wow.
And I'm just
Why
like,
not?
man.
Make a suggestion. This is gonna sound crazy. Wear
Okay.
a long sleeve shirt. You'll be warmer, but you won't burn.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I'm gonna have to bring a long sleeve shirt to do that whenever I have to do the
Mhm.
after school duties that I have.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually surprisingly chilly here in Maryland. It doesn't really crack. For the past couple days, it hasn't really cracked 70. And when it does, I still occasionally wear a long sleeve shirt when I'm just because it's cold in the mornings and not in the evenings. I mean, I can take it off, have a t-shirt underneath, but I'll just wear it and it gets you more acclimated to the weather, which is never a bad thing. Though being sick, maybe that won't be as good for you. I don't know. Probably lots of extra side effects to being bit by a fucking black widow and being on hardcore.
Antibiotics.
Is it antibiotics or anti-venom?
It's
guess
antibiotics.
Too far after the venom, I assume to do anti-venom. Is there a black widow anti-venom?
There
These
is.
are questions I will answer for you because Google exists.
There is an antivenom because I looked it up. It's made from horse blood, but they rarely give it out because there's a lot of bad side effects from it.
It's. I am surprised it's not as expensive as I would have thought. It's only like the price is only like $39 for one dose, which is surprising.
Yeah, but yeah, they decided not to give me that because they said they weren't 100% sure. That's what it was.
Fair. It's fair.
And it is because you should really save that for somebody that actually 100% knows.
Yeah.
And so they just like, this will take care of it. You're just going to go through some pretty rough shit for a bit. And I'm like, okay. So.
Made it through high school, make it to this.
Yeah. Made it through the military, I can make it through this.
Well,
Made
yeah,
it through
there you go.
COVID.
Was the military harder than high school? Some people maybe not so much.
I don't
went
know.
into
High school was fairly easy for me.
I went through Desert Shield and Desert Storm, so yeah.
Fair enough. Well, sir.
Like I said, I made it through COVID.
Thank
I
you
can make it
for
through this. So we are waiting to do our puppet show, not next weekend, the weekend after, because this weekend, the 23rd, we're going to have, like I said, Creature Caster, Peter from Creature Caster, to come and talk on Judgment models and Creature Caster stuff. I'll have a good time with that. Before we do anything else, I think I'm going to do some painting. I need to work on some Infernal models, because Saturday, I'm planning to go to a Steamroller tournament.
What?
Yeah, another Hell Hydrate.
I redeemed Hail Hydrate.
Cheers.
I'm about halfway through this already. Y'all are making me drink a lot.
Drink water. It's good for you. So
I love
everyone who
this jazz
voted for John drink water for an episode said.
I actually, you should be happy, I got rid of that and put up the Gonzo Weirdo one. So you can donate to that to force me to turn my camera right side up, which is never a good thing. I just look even
I'm
weird.
going to give thanks where thanks are due. Thank you, Mizzy, for threatening him enough to get him to put that back up. I'm sure that's how I know how
Webby 76.
You know what?
Awesome, Webby.
I think I'm going to increase that to like 300,000 in 15 days and see if y'all
You
can get
chicken.
Yeah. I want to show everyone this since I showed you guys earlier.
Oh, hold on. We switch scenes and you can really have it. I'll bring up your camera.
My new centerpiece building for Marvel Crisis Protocol. It is the Sanctum Sanctorum. It does have a little eye to go up here in the center.
That's so cool.
And I mean, just for scale purposes, what I have hanging around. This is the tanker
Cookie,
truck.
it's Doctor Strange's place.
That's the tanker truck, and the only model I have is She-Hulk because she won't fucking fit in the tray because of her fucking tactical basin bullshit. Tactical rocks.
Not that he's bitter.
Not at all. Just like 3 millimeters too big because of this bullshit. It's so annoying. So this is super cool.
Are the building is it able to come apart? Looks like the top and middle piece come apart. Yep. Oh, it's 4 pieces.
Yep. And they actually stay pretty well together. It's just a standard, kind of
Peg and
pegs, but they do. I mean, they're tight enough that you might even need to shave it down a little bit after painting it if you paint that part.
Yeah. I believe that's the Corvus. Corvus.
This was only like, I mean, now obviously you can get the STLs for whatever price and print them out yourself, but printed and shipped to me, it was only about, what was it, 50, 60 bucks? It's actually not bad.
That is not bad at all.
No, they make good terrain. I have an
It's
entire
gonna be
table
so
of that
much
stuff.
fun to paint.
It's gonna be It's gonna be a great centerpiece too, which I like also.
Yeah, my big centerpiece is their police station, which is like 2 smaller buildings and then a tall building like that.
You know what would be awesome? Speaking of police station, when you said police station, all I could think was old firehouse that is now the home of Ghostbusters. Somebody must have that as a 3D printable thing that you could print at that scale, and how cool would that be out there?
Oh, I'm sure there's gotta be.
Marvel Crisis Protocol terrain.
Well, they also have, they do a bunch of buildings, be it just row buildings or even the corner buildings. One of the corner buildings is basically Flynn's Arcade from Tron, which is super awesome. Pete got that. I will probably get that as well. But
oh, that's cool.
When my mat gets here, I'm going to lay out the mat and start putting terrain on it and sort of decide what to go where for a standard, because you can always mix it up, but to fill out the table. Super pleased with that. Less pleased that literally She-Hulk is like 2 or 3 millimeters too big to fit in my 3-inch tray. It's so fucking.
Oh, jeez. Now you can't. She won't go sideways.
I don't lay them down. She'd be really odd laying down. Also, I mean, I have a 3-inch tray. Laying her down makes it weird, but I'll just have to get a bigger tray. I'll have to get a 3.5-inch tray to put in there. Or somebody suggested just cutting the tiniest bit out of the topper foam so that it'll rest there, and you'll still have the other tray on top of it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, so, I've done that. I've done that with GW ones where I've cut out a hole for my is it my hunter? My ogre the ogre hunter who's got like a million things sticking out of him in every direction. Even lying down, he just took up so much space.
Yeah, I have a couple. I had bought this other from this company that's no longer around, who just took sort of like Plano, more like tackle boxes type, but made foam for them, and just cut out so my orc guys with more bits flying around could fit in there the right way.
I did that with I had one of those rolling toolboxes, which is by the same company, I think, and I took pink foam insulation and I had trays in there that stacked up in the bottom, and that was perfect for just that thing.
Well, apparently the new hotness is to get just to magnetize your guys and get one of those trays where they just stick to the tray. There's a frame in your bag, and you just slide the tray in, and you carry it around, and they're all standing up, magnetized.
Yeah.
Magnetized.
That's how Jim does it. He's got a million of these little plastic snap together totes. These little plastic containers, and the handles all snap together, and he puts a piece of sheet metal in the bottom of each one, and then all his guys have magnets, and voila, they all just stand there, each in their separate.
We used to do that with movement trays as well, because it's easier when they're magnetized movement trays. They don't just you pick it up wrong and suddenly they're all everywhere.
I really like the way these are turning out, Gonzo. The skin on those looks really fun.
Yeah, it. I'm really enjoying the way that this came out a lot.
Just looks like you're having a lot of fun with it.
So what I'm going to do, since I've got this out and you can see it, I'm trying to fix my camera, of course, a bit, because it always messes up as soon as it never stays. So I'm trying to fix the contrast and everything.
I found out how to fix Skype so it doesn't constantly change back every time you update. There's a Windows setting, of course.
Oh. That's good.
Yes.
The camera, okay, so I've got Twitch pulled up in one side and the camera on the other, and the Twitch feed is not as dark. Like the camera's really dark on this end.
It's
but
always weird, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of weird, but it's okay.
I'm curious live what the contrast is like, because I would probably have gone for a slightly higher contrast, but I think that might be how it's picturing.
Yeah.
Because
But I mean,
I'm a big fan of high contrast, something like that. Oh.
I like how it looks on the screen. It looks good.
It's
Could you
more so.
imagine?
Just to give a comparison, just for shits and giggles, the actual is more purple. It's less red and it's more purple. So I'm kind of curious. So hold on.
I always have trouble with that with my camera. The blue or the phthalo green. There's just some way that the camera doesn't seem to be able, no matter where I have it in white balance and everything, to be able to really get that phthalo green in all of its intense glory.
I was gonna say glory. So actually thinking, Kathy.
Hey, Bill Robertson. Bill says these are really realistic puppets. Thanks, Bill. We've been working hard on that.
So could you imagine that in blue, but then in the recesses a pink for a good Tiznatch type of thing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
that
can see
looks really. Is that how bright it is?
The purple is
or
still
did you
dark.
up the saturation?
I did up the saturation, so I'm gonna turn down.
We are postponing the puppet show episode until recent existential dread has passed, so that we might all be cheerful puppets.
Yes.
which sounds interesting in its own existential way.
It does. It's funny. I recently saw a clip from the Muppet Show where it's Gonzo, Kermit, and Fozzie, and Gonzo doesn't know what a puppet is.
Correct.
So Fozzie started to explain to him, and Gonzo's like, "That's a terrible idea. Who would watch those? I wouldn't even do that in my show, and my show is terrible." And he walks away, and Kermit's like, "I didn't have the heart to tell him." Oh, the Muppet Show.
Which they got a new Muppet Show coming out.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
They do?
Yeah.
Yes,
I feel
they
like
do.
you just do seasons once in a while. They don't need to do it every year or anything. Just a season here or there, because people will remember. You know, they're like, "Oh, we got to cancel." Then they're like, "Oh, we love the Muppets," and people will watch it, and then people, but there's so much media, so much. How do you watch it all? I can't.
Don't sleep.
Fuck. I mean, my buddies are like, "Hey, John, are you gonna take place in our Paint 1,000 points for our new Age of Sigmar version 3 or 3rd edition?" I'm like, I don't know if I have time, guys. Like, when am I making time? I'm streaming 6 days a week, twice on Sunday, and working, and Hobby Streak is.
I did not even watch anything this week.
I did.
Nothing.
I watched a classic. I watched a movie 10 years older than I am.
I mean, we could just go into it now
We
and
probably
just,
should.
we
got a half an hour before that. Let Gonzo get his paint on, since he needs to paint. Though he did a little bit.
Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Nerd Holla.
Oh, sweet. Thanks.
Nerd Holla, where nerds go when they die.
Okay, so the one thing I want to do while
I love what you get, but I'm going to hell.
I'm going to Nerd Holla. That sounds like way more fun.
I mean, it does sound way more fun, but I'm a terrible person. I'm going to hell.
You are not.
Oh, you guys don't even know.
You're not. No.
There are friends I have who are like, "Wait, you're a customer service manager? How the fuck did that happen? People think you're a nice guy? What?
Join the Goblin Army in Nerd Holla? There's goblins there?
I mean, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
I so want GW to put out an army in the style of the Warhammer Underworld's Goblin Warband, the Wolves. Do you know how much of that I will buy, Kathy? Kathy? You know how much of that I will buy.
You would buy all of it. You would buy it twice as much as all of it.
Because Goblins on Wolves, like, the only thing I love more than Goblins on Wolves are...
Hobgoblins on wolves?
Well, yes. But the thing I love more than that are small elves on wolves because I'm a huge elf quest.
Oh yes.
Oh, ElfQuest.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, I
every
haven't
time
looked at
I go back
those
and
for.
visit it, I get a couple more graphic novels because there's so much of it. But
I haven't
it's just so
seen
good.
it since I was probably 20 years old.
I'm just upset that the newer ones are all in black and white and like color. I like color, but I do love ElfQuest so much. But I think that's where my love of Wolf Riders came. I mean,
Nerd
cliche.
Hollow says, "Oh my God, I read all of ElfQuest as a kid. I read it. My friend, my roommate in college had all of them, so I read hers.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was about 20.
Let me say one thing real quick. Kukabandi just mentioned gnomes and owlbears. Now, gnomes and owlbears are not an army, but if gnomes and owlbears became an army, I would fucking buy that.
Oh yes.
Because gnomes and owlbears, holy shit. We all know, though, gnomes ride honey badgers.
Do we?
I mean, we
We
should know
do?
that. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
I mean, gnomes ride honey badgers.
I did not know.
Who rides owlbears? No one rides owlbears because owlbears are badass.
Owlbears do not allow people to ride them. They will ride something else. What would owlbears ride?
A Moogle that rides a giant ferret. Holy shit, that is super awesome. I can't even.
I don't know what a Moogle is even.
You thought the honey badgers were the gnomes. Only on certain days of the year.
Honey badgers will ride anything. Let's face it. They don't give a fuck.
I'll be honest. The first time I saw a video of a honey badger was an actual nature video. A honey badger basically strolls up to a fucking snake, takes it food, eats it in front of the snake, and then's like, nah, fucker, I'm eating you too. You know, they get in a fight, they both die, well, they both fall over. The honey badger get back up because the snake's actually dead. The honey badger shook off the venom because it's a fucking honey badger and don't give a shit, and then eats the snake. I'm like, wow, that's a badass animal. Oh. But yes, cavalry. The one thing I'm disappointed in with the Stormcast is they don't ride actual griffins. They ride griff chargers, which are kind of cool, but the mounts I love the most are wolves and griffins. I love griffins. Griffins are super cool.
Griffins are beautiful. John, in Valheim, you can tame wolves, and I have a bunch of wolves. And they're adorable. And they make baby wolves, and they're cute.
You mentioned that. That's super awesome. But
you have the wolves together when you feed them, and they're happy. And two of them get together, and like all these little hearts float above them, and then there's a cub. It's adorable.
That's how it works. That's how it works, kids.
That's how it works. That's what happens with the boars too. They get together, and then there's hearts, and then piggies are there, little piglets. Nerd Hollow says, yes, they do. That's my favorite part of Valheim. Yes! Who knew with a name like Nerd Hollow that you would also be playing Valheim? Jeepman Sam says, I did holiday owlbears for my players. Halloween owlbear or a Charlie Brown ghost. He gave fun prizes to my players, and if they don't say thank you,
destroys them.
He destroys them.
Me and him would get along because I say thank you a lot. I think I creep out the people at the fast food joint how much I say thank you.
I thought maybe you meant costume, and gesture was just some kind of weird autocorrect thing.
Autocorrect's taking its game up the next level. Like, oh, you typed an actual word, but I think you mean this instead. Thanks, autocorrect. Oh, drunk
How
messaging?
long does it take to get baby wolves in the game?
I mean,
not long. In fact, I decided that I would take a pair of wolves from my mountain outpost down the hill, across the meadow to my main house. And they followed me the whole way. They were happy and well fed, and they followed me the whole way. And when we got to my main house, they immediately, like a puppy, dropped. I was like, what? What? Okay. I'm glad you like the yard here.
So pretty much it's pretty quickly then. You don't have to
I
wait
built
a
the
certain
kennel,
amount of time.
and all of a sudden I had 6 wolves
Dang.
instead of 2. So,
You sure you have wolves, not rabbits?
Yeah, no shit.
Oh.
as long as you feed them, they keep making babies. I did do the boar breeding thing. That I saw in a video though, which is to take 2 of them and put them in a little area far above your enclosure, and you just throw like 50 carrots, 100 carrots in there, and when they're hungry, they'll eat, and then they'll make a piglet, and it will drop, and the piglet will become a boar, and you get the meat. And I had like 50, 60 boars. My game is starting to lag because there's all these boars in this pen. I had to kill them all. And then,
So-
I mean, the main 2 that my breeding pair were up there, King and Prince, were up there making piglets. And yeah, it's like a machine. It's a meat producing machine. It's my meat processing factory.
What's the purpose of? Is there any purpose of breeding wolves? I mean, I get the boars because you get the meat.
So,
Because
well,
fucking wolves.
technically, yeah, you can kill the wolves for pelts, and you can make rugs with them, and a wolf pelt rug in your house gives you more comfort. They will drop meat occasionally. They'll drop fangs, and I don't know what fangs do yet, but I have a
Yeah,
bunch of
Captain
wolf
Nancy.
fangs.
Because wolf puppers. That's
Yeah,
fine.
because wolf puppies. Yeah, basically.
This is how you get domesticated dogs, and life becomes good. Because
Yeah.
dogs are awesome.
But no, you can have wolves follow you. The tamed wolves will follow you. They will attack the things that attack you. So if there's a troll in the distance, they will run up and attack it. And there's 3 different levels of each creature in the game. You have the regular ones. You have ones with 1 star, which are a bit more powerful and a bit more rare. And then you have ones that have 2 stars, which are even more powerful and also even more rare.
I totally thought you were going to say we, not so we, and friggin' ooge.
Frickin' ooge. So what I want is to find a 2-star wolf, like the one that attacked my mountain base, and then ran off before I could capture it.
Friends.
Yeah. And so he's out there in the ether. I know they're out there,
Out there.
but
Watching. Waiting.
I want the 2-star wolf, because if I take the 2-star wolf and breed it with another one, I have the chance of getting another 2-star wolf. Then I could have 2 2-star wolves, and I could breed those together and get more 2-star wolves, and then I could have a pack of them following me, slaying everything in my path.
And that is how you become Crazy Wolf Lady.
Yes, it is.
Which is fine, for the record. It's
I
like,
am ready for that role in life, Crazy Wolf Lady. I'm all for it.
Print is done.
I love when my neighbors decide it's time to do housework, or to construction work at 8:30 at night. Because that's when I think of using my power tools on the wall adjoining my neighbor.
That's thoughtful. Very thoughtful. I don't hear it. You'll be pleased to know that nothing is coming through your mic or anything.
I am pleased to hear that, actually.
Yeah, can't hear it.
Jeepman Sam says Oreos are real food. It's Lady Gaga Oreos, if that helps you choose. Wait,
What?
Oreos or wait, you mean like Jeepman Sam, would I rather eat Oreos or real food right now? I don't know Lady Gaga Oreos. Are they
God, do you know the last time I had a cookie like that? Like, really, do you know? Because I don't remember.
So I could tell you the last time I had a cookie that's sort of like that. I had 2 Keebler fudge stripes earlier today.
Hold on.
Oreos.
I think I had the fudge covered, the last of my box of fudge covered Nutter Butters
Ooh,
in
Nutter Butters.
March sometime.
Lady Gaga Oreos. Jeep Man Sam says they're pink and make you more gay, she says.
Okay. I don't know.
What flavor are they?
You see, I resisted there. There was a easy joke, but I
We
decided.
don't have a Gren No Cookies in the stream now like we did earlier today when I was multi-streaming with Gren and V.
Yeah, I was sitting in the grocery store today and realized, look at the candy bar, I was like, I probably haven't had a candy bar this year.
Oh.
I don't think I've had a candy bar this year. I'm thinking. No, I don't think so.
It's strange if you think about it that way. Though I do have some single serving cups of ice cream, like pre-made ice cream sundae sort of thing downstairs waiting for dessert. Which will be awesome. Because I'm still losing weight, hopefully.
I'm glad to hear it. I need to eat more healthy. I'm at a point where the exercise isn't doing anything else aside from maintaining.
Well, so
But
it's just maintaining, but you may be building muscle rather than fat and muscle.
Oh, I'm definitely building muscle. Oh, yes.
Thanks, Bill.
Definitely
I've lost
building
about
muscle.
50 pounds since, I don't know, November-ish, something like that. It's hard to tell because I just know at some point when I was sitting at home, probably since December-ish, I decided I didn't want to just keep eating snacks and drinking sodas. So I stopped. And now it's a matter of maintaining. I'm still like, I had a sort of fall off the wagon week last week, but still wasn't too bad. I just ate out a couple more days than I wanted to.
I've
Because
had things like that too, John. Like my birthday when my friend gave me a dozen gourmet cupcakes.
Well, that's a good
I was
excuse,
like,
though.
oh my god, they were so good, but Jim got half of them and I ate the other half of them, and I had one for breakfast every day, and then I just did an extra 15 minutes every day on my
I would
on
eat
my
them over.
stationary bike.
I would have one the day they were given to me as dessert. And then I'd have one a day, unless they like at a point where they started to get a little, where you could tell. You could usually tell when they're still good, but they're on that edge. I would probably have eaten the rest of them that day and just not had dessert the next day. But because like people at work are always trying to give me cupcakes for us, I'm like, look, I'm trying to lose weight. You're not helping. It is not dessert time at work. Dessert time is at home.
Sworn off of sweets.
Because if you do it, they'll just give you food. Like like I said, I ate out more times than I wanted to. I had to buy Domino's at work one day this week because I didn't have a lunch, and I was just going to go to the vending machine. But then my employee came in, BT came in and didn't have lunch either. So I'm like, well, this ain't going to fit. So I bought a pizza and a salad. We split the pizza. I kept the salad for the next day. You know, because I'm not going to let my boy go hungry because he was busy.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's how I roll. But, you know, it's hard work, but it's worth it. Worth when you look at that scale and your weight matches what your driver's license says. So, Gonzo, you mentioned during the pre-ramble, which I know is a secret to you guys, we actually talked before the pre-ramble, and we generally use a lot of our content, which is terrible.
It's true. It's true.
You wanted to talk about the camo scheme I'm doing on my Herbie.
Yeah,
Oh,
that guy's
so
looking good.
I was kind of curious about that because, you know, they're smaller models, and so you've got to be, I wouldn't say you have to be tight on the camouflage pattern, but you want to make it distinct, right? Where you've got, you know, if you're doing a jungle or typical camouflage, you know, with the green and brown and different, you know, shades of green and everything, how is that working with doing it on the mechs?
So literally, I'm there's a lot of lines and detail, as you know, on these mechs. They have armor plates that are distinct. I am generally painting complete plates, though sometimes I'll paint part of a plate just for an effect. And right now it's just based a darker gray. I did the gray contrast paint over it, and then I dry brush gray over that. Now I'm going back with a really light gray. It's basically Old Fortress gray. It is called in Vallejo Game Colors is called, wow, I can't read that. Hold on. Stonewall Gray. As the white on this. And then I'm going to go back and do some things in black when I get done with the white and for the contrast, to make it really big contrast. It's just a matter of, I mean, I just started going, you know. There's a couple points where I'm a little disappointed with what I did. I have, on the back leg here, I've got 2 plates that are gray close to each other, but you probably won't notice when you get done. You know, when I put some black plates in, I don't think it'll be noticed. Maybe I'll cover up part of one. It's just a matter of just, I mean, I hate to say it, you just got to fucking start doing it.
Yeah, because I was thinking about doing...
And where you're going to do it, you know, plate here, plate there. And I think 3 colors is the key for a camo scheme. Like this, where you're doing the blocks.
Mm-hmm.
The tiger stripes, you could probably do 2, because you do a base color, then you do the stripes in a color. But I feel like there needs to be a good contrast. I feel like the contrast between the Stonewall Gray and the... Hold on. Oh my god, I can't read this at all. Mechanica Standard Gray. Wow. There's a light for that. I think the contrast is good enough that you can tell, and I think the black will be another good contrast. So like you're talking about, like, say, camo sort of green with brown stripes will work, because it'll be a very good contrast. But I don't think if you get... I found in the past, if you get too close, there's not enough distinction between the colors, you won't be able to tell at a tabletop level. Like you'll
Correct, it's just like a blob.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that thing. And another trick, another thing I noticed that I don't know if everyone will agree with, but I find painting smaller models is easier than bigger models because less is more. A little bit of something on a model goes a long way to make it distinct on a small model. I find. Like just having the little bits like the cockpit and stuff on this guy go a long way towards just making it. A little bit of, you know, metallic on it, just little bits go a long way, and then the main color and all, still looks fine.
Nerd Hollow wants to know what's that you're painting. Could both of you tell him what model you're working on?
This model. This is an infernal war beast. A horror is actually what it is. I can't remember the exact name of it right now off the top of my head.
And that's a privateer press model?
Yeah, from the Infernals army.
Oh, no. Just before I get to Nerdvana's, this is the answer to small models.
Yeah.
It's the answer to all models. I'm not going to lie. And this, Nerdhala, you stop sending me pictures, Brad. I will go down there and murder you. Anyways, this is the most noble of mechs. There are many other mechs, but none have quite the nobility of the Urban mech. It is a 30-ton, beast of autocannon, laser, and armor. It is the slowest thing on 2 legs, and I mean that. Like, there are other mechs that are slow, but they laugh at the Urban mech because the Urban mech is super slow. It is built to be super cheap and fight in cities, and it does those things. It is both super cheap and it fights cheap and fights in cities. It is not great though, but we love it anyways because it is the Urban mech.
This is a Tormentor. It is one of their war beasts. I have 4 of these I need to work on, but I wanted to do a good test pattern on it to see if I really like the color scheme and all that stuff. And yep, this is this is a solo in it, and then of course I got the finished Warcaster, Amadeus, Osmodamus, or whatever you want to call it.
I totally thought you just said Amadeus.
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 And now my head goes, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
And then one of the...
Did you ever see, I don't know if you saw it, Kat, there was an old video pre-internet days of Jabba on the dais.
No, I don't know that one.
You should probably look it up. I don't know if it's still, it's got to be somewhere.
Oh, hi,
Yeah,
Bainyan.
yeah. Yeah, so I would like to apologize formally to my neighbors who I thought were using power tools while I was streaming. No, it was just Banyan using power tools while I was streaming.
Well, you know, we
Luckily,
couldn't hear it. We couldn't
microphone,
hear it.
but hashtag bad timing awards. You win one.
You lose a bunch.
I'm just gonna drink more.
Did you
I
find
probably-
me a link, Banyan? Is that a Java on the diet? Oh, thank you.
It.
Thank you.
hilarious.
I will watch that later. That's awesome.
My buddy Mike Webb, who I wish hadn't moved away, but he did, introduced us to that back when we were playing Star Wars RPG, and I mean not the D6 version, or not the WotC version, the actual D6 West End Games version way back in the day.
In the day.
That was super fun. That's right, Banyan. You pay the toll for Gonzo to stop being weird, and I'll forgive you. No more holes. I did threaten him earlier yesterday with because he was not a fan of the whole puppet show. I threatened to give him a private puppet show, wake him up with one in the morning, just me and the puppet.
Banyan, you'll love the puppet show. Here's a preview. I mean, I don't believe in spoilers, but so you guys have to see my puppet. This is my puppet.
It is very Muppety. I dig it. Alt tabbing. Look, you keep alt tabbing that you're just gonna earn a private puppet show. You're not gonna. I mean, you're gonna love it. Love it.
It was all for you, Banyan.
This is disturbing.
Hey, Make Right.
Just wait till we have the entire podcast up.
Yeah,
It'll be
see,
wonderful.
we postponed it for 2 weeks. The 30th is when we're doing the puppet episode.
I'm not in the frame of mind to do, multiple voices because my puppet requires multiple voices. I couldn't. My day
We're
was
waiting for the existential dread to go away,
not. The
and then
When
it
we
will be Theater of the Absurd Puppet.
Mine's right over there. I'm not going to spoil mine. Mine's sitting right over there.
I don't believe in spoilers, so I was all about sharing.
I believe in spoilers. I know Legionnaires is what mine is. He actually.
I'm glad you're disturbed, though. Make Right. It means we're doing something right.
Good Mark.
Yes, we're doing something right.
It is totally not a Transformer. I did look for Transformer puppets and I could not find one. I would have. I would have had my boy Furk instruct me in the ways of the Optimus Prime voice or something, because he doesn't mean Optimus Prime voice.
There's nothing that says one of your dragon things can't. See, I can't do it.
I know. See, Kathy Wapple puppet.
The Kathy
That
Wapple
would be
puppet.
meta as fuck. I appreciate that, but no, it's I just gotta figure out. I can nail the voices too. I know what one's gonna. I know what two are gonna be because one's gonna be my voice, and then one will be a voice I feel like I'm pretty good at, and Kathy likes. And the third one, I'm going back and forth between a couple different voices. Oh God, no! I got it. I gotta tell Banyan what it is.
I thought it was going to be your...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Not that one?
I've got better.
I know we discussed it, that one.
I love when I try and type something and hit the wrong button and everything shows up in HTML on my screen.
I fucking hate that too.
That's all I worked on today was
Like,
HTML
what?
stuff.
What even?
Is the existential dread bigger than the Redemptor Dreadnought? Today, yes. Very much yes. Unfortunately. I'm getting through it, but I don't have to worry. I'm perfectly fine. I don't have depression or anything. It's just sometimes things hit me and everything goes wrong in just the littlest way that is not even a big deal in life in general. But it just eats at me. So sometimes I just can't.
Existential dreadnought is all I can see from that.
The existential dreadnought. I don't want to fight the existential dreadnought. He's got too many weapons. Assault cannon, psychology, stormbolter,
Psychology.
philosophy.
Gets you every time, damn it.
Philosophy's just as bad, I'll be honest.
Where's Dio with the philosophy stuff when we need him?
As long as it's uplifting.
Our Diomedes Industries is a philosophy.
I'm a little better now. The podcast always makes me feel better, but I was not good earlier. It's just up and down. You know, the little stupid things. Sometimes it happens. Anyways, I like where that's coming on, Gonzo. Is that pure white or is that like a bone color? I can't tell.
I did a bone color over it, then did a little wash in the recess.
Oh, I see
with a
it.
flesh, and then I did
see
a
where
white
the
over.
dark is with the light. Yeah. Those
And then
are
I'm gonna
looking
take
nice.
I'm gonna take that wash, the flesh wash again, and kind of blend it together a little bit. But I wanted. Where's my pink? Pink. Ah, there it is. I need my bright pink real quick.
Bright pink. Sometimes you do need bright.
Is it the fluorescent magenta?
Booyah! Yes,
Booyah.
it is.
Yeah.
So fluorescent.
So apparently I need to pick up some of that nice filling primer or engine primer right here. Works also for that building I have and another set of train I got that has a bunch of the print lines on it. Apparently that does a heck of a job. So
Usually,
I
I have to do a little light sanding on it.
Yeah, I have this thing, which is it's like a drywall sander. I use that a little bit on some of it, but it's hard to get specific. I think a sandpaper would be better because you can bend it and fold it because it's paper and just get the parts you need to get.
Try the fine grit sandpaper that's on a sponge.
I have not yet. I haven't gone out and gotten anything for it.
I have a bunch of those things. I
It's
used
been
to
a week,
use
I
them
just
for.
get it.
You're like, there's one.
Oh, so this is like that. It's not quite as spongy, but it's a little flexible,
Yeah.
a little squishy. It's probably a little harder than what you have, but it did a little bit because the tops of the cars I got, which are, you know what, they're right here. Let's grab it. Ooh, hold on. Fingers don't work so much. Been drinking a little too much.
Fingers.
So the tops of the car, you can kind of see where it was a little more than I needed it to be. You can see a little bit of that definition there.
Oh yeah.
So the primer should fill it in, but I actually hit it a little bit with this thing, and you just go and just try and get a little bit of it, and see what you can sand down real quick. I'll do a little bit more of that, and then I'll do the primer on it. But I like the cars; they're a different style than the other ones. A little rough on the bottom, but who cares? Who looks at the bottom? But it's cool to have a different style car. I mean, the dumpsters are pretty much the same, just a little bit different in one piece.
Seems
Nope,
like
that's
there
perfect.
must be lots of cars out there that you could print at that scale.
Also, you can buy die-cast cars. Maisto makes some. I used to have a bunch of them, but I gave them to the guys for DC Universe when Drop Zone closed. They went to the other store, and I'm like, go ahead and keep the cars. I don't really use them for my Champions game anymore, but now of course I could use them, but I'm not gonna take them back because, damn it, those guys are using them.
Yep. No need to.
I will get more cars. It is fine. I will paint some. I have one car painted like my car. It's over in my box over there. Because it's silver, just like my car. And it's the same sort of style. And the other one's going to be a taxi whenever I get done with it. Just painting stuff little by little. It's cool to have the train in Marvel Crisis Protocol to sort of switch gears with. And then the Battletech on top of that. And then Malifaux. Which is all I paint right now, pretty much. Excuse me. One of those two drinks had too much in it. Because before the podcast, I was drinking Dr. Pepper with Cannon Blast. Captain Morgan Cannon Blast in it. In any case, I'll be okay.
It's fine.
I do like that pink coming in there, Gonzo. It looks super sweet.
Well, I took
Yeah.
some white And use that fluorescent, put the little white in the fluorescent to give it a little bit more glow.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's
That's exactly what I did when I painted those that magenta glow on those Goblin Pumpkin Riders.
I remember those guys. Super sweet.
They were sweet.
I think if I get another Irby, because I don't know how I could get another Irby by itself. They don't do individual. They only do the Lance packs, which is interesting.
Mm.
I wish I'd sort of jumped in on the second. They did a second round of the Kickstarter. I was going to jump in again for stuff, but decided not to. Kind of wish I hadn't gotten some more stuff, because I could have gotten more Irbies.
You could even go brighter in the joint where the different lines meet together.
Oh, yeah. But
I just want to try to get a little bit, because I want it to be a little bit distinctive between the skin. I don't want it to be like, oh, that's just skin underneath, but I still want the pinkish color to come through. My headset's falling.
I honestly feel like I would use that as a chance to make a different color, make them look like even almost runes and stuff, since they look like they're the same exact shape there. You know, do like a blue or a yellow or something. Probably blue.
I've already got the pink on.
It's still going to be cool.
Oh, yeah. It's still going to be cool. I'm just throwing, what options on there.
That's going to, it already looks glowy.
Yeah. It looks very distinctive from the skin.
Yeah, and that's what I was wanting to do, because I'm going to have to go back. And I'm not going to go back, but I'm just going to, some of the other models that I did this color on, I'm going to go back and put this little bit of pink, glow look.
Well, they say that art is never completed, only abandoned. And that means that for models, too, you could always go back and do more stuff. Nothing is stopping you from breaking out any of your models and just doing more stuff on them. Nothing's stopping you. So sometimes you just need to. Gotten better. Not everyone can, I know some of those top-tier painters will just repaint a whole army because they've gotten so much better. Not everyone has that kind of time or money or whatever. So sometimes you just go back and just do some touch-ups on things. I've done that in models I painted for an army, for a tournament. I painted an entire Tzeentch army in a very short time, way back in the day, and then went back and did some touch-ups after the tournament. It was a fun tournament. I think I went 3-1, if it matters to anyone. Just
Nice.
Skippy, the mobile artillery unit, aka my Lord of Change. We still have over there somewhere. And a bunch of pink and blue hoarders. And super fun games. And there was one guy, he had a steam tank way back in the day. And in it, he'd put Santa Claus, ringing a bell. Like one of those, I don't know where he got it from, but it was super cool. And I told him, I warn you that Skippy, my mobile artillery unit, aka the Lord of Change, feels like that is a rival chaos power to be fought. And that apparently softened the blow enough that he was okay when I utterly murdered it.
Get it off the table.
Well, it's back in the day. There's steam tank rules were very weird, and I had the Flaming Sword of Ruin, which was a spell from back in the old fantasy, if you guys remember that.
Oh yeah.
And it just made me. I mean, literally, I murdered the thing. It was.
I like that gun, so I like how that's going.
Yeah.
Do it not in every single place, but just in
just around the
certain
curves.
spots.
Yeah, just around some of the curves.
That really has a nice little effect to make it look glowing.
Brings it up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
That's not creepy at all. Spoiler, it is actually creepy. If you wonder. Yeah, so back to what was I I do like having a lot of random stuff to paint, I'll be honest, between Malifaux and Marvel Crisis Protocol, with just the almost individual models you get to paint, is super cool. I don't look forward to painting a whole army ever again, but I might participate in my friend's 1,000-point Age of Sigmar 3rd edition thing they're doing. Though if I do so, I'll probably do so with the Troggoths rather than the Stormcast. Though those new Stormcasts look so good.
Oh, Troggoth's so cute, though.
I mean, I love Troggoths, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, so much mushroom.
Much mushroom. Very troll.
Much.
Yeah, I ordered the Age of Sigmar 3rd edition box set. I mean, it's the same guy who couldn't get me a what's it called, Cursed City, but that's not his fault. I like to support him. You know, he does cool stuff on the internet, supports the hobby. You know, you buy a little bit from everywhere. I go to the game store and buy stuff that I need to have from the game store. Other stuff I'll buy online from various targets. Sometimes some things go to Jay Larson at Discount Games Inc. because he runs Museum Minis and he supports the hobby in so many ways. It's perfectly fine to support online retailers too. Some of them just have what you need. I buy some stuff with him. I don't do too much miniature market anymore. I mean, they're fine. Don't make me say that I've ever gotten bad service from them or anything like that. I have not. But, you know, with limited stuff I'm buying, I want to make sure I'm supporting the right people. You know, going some stuff in the store, some stuff there. Occasionally I'll do Amazon, but only because they have a good sale. I don't buy anything full price there for our miniatures because, you know, you want to buy it from someone. If you're paying full price, you might as well buy it from the store.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you have to get off your ass and go there. It's okay. You'll be okay. Take a look where it is. So when I go to the game store, not only do I buy brushes and then whatever, I also go to the wonderful liquor store that has stuff that other liquor stores don't carry, like Dr. McGillicuddy's apple pie liqueur. You know, find reasons to make it a trip. You're going to make a trip, just make it a reason. It's also near where we have lunch on Saturdays, so sometimes I'll go before lunch on Saturdays, before I go to the barbecue joint. So, I mean, that's flat. I mean, I know COVID has changed the way we do all of that stuff. Like, I don't go to the store for big things anymore. Like, I was like, oh, crap, I'm getting close. I need to think about buying some toilet paper and some paper towels. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to go online and buy it. We just got the best deal. Walmart? Sure, Walmart deliver that shit to my door. I ain't got to worry about it now. Don't got to remember it because it's something I don't do all the time. You know, when I go to the store, don't worry about it. It'll be delivered to my door. And it's not like my grocery store is really getting much less money. I still buy what I need from them, you know? I'm slightly ranting in this media section time.
It's media section time. I watched nothing.
You still got one more James Bond on tap, don't you?
I mean, Casino Royale, the original, yeah, but it's not free, so.
Understood. That's too bad. I mean, it should all be free.
It should. It should. I mean, 1966, 1967, Casino Royale. You'd think that somewhere it would be free. I haven't looked on YouTube. I haven't looked to see if somebody has it on YouTube. Like they had the Sword and the Sorcerer, like the really awful quality Sword and Sorcerer, but that was the only place we could find it. So, but honestly, watching it in really shitty quality really fit.
Fit.
But it's such a.
I mean, you're right.
So much fun.
You're right.
It was totally worth it. So worth it. I would watch it again. I still want it on DVD or Blu-ray or something, but I can't find it anywhere on anything. Sword and the Sorcerer.
It's on the collection I have. I think I mentioned that. Maybe I'll send that collection to you because I mean it's a lot of movies I may not watch. It also has Beastmaster on it. Which,
well, you know I love that.
Yes.
Those two were my those were my teenage movies that I watched, fantasy movies.
I think
classic Sword and Sorcerer movies.
Willow, I think, was my big one.
Well, Willow's classic, yes.
Yeah, Willow's.
I watched that recently too.
I have it on Blu-ray. I ordered it. I was gonna watch it after one of our movie nights with Alex and Anna. We got done, they left, and we weren't podcasting because I wasn't sure I was going to have time. And then my roommate and I found Willow on YouTube, and she had never seen it before. So we just went all in and watched it. Oh, it was the weekend we did Beastmaster and Conan the Barbarian. Because when Alex and Anna, we do movie night, we always do a good movie and a bad movie in the same genre.
Oh, you know, I love that I happened to be I happened to be reading those Conan novels by Robert E. Howard on my Pulp Fiction Friday streams, and so I was well versed in the Conan of the original idea of Conan. And as I watched The Sword and the Sorcerer, I was like, this guy, this is Conan. This guy is Conan. They couldn't call him Conan because Conan had already been done. But the whole storyline, I mean, at the beginning was right out of, pretty much one of the books that I was reading. It was amazing. I mean, I love my Conan movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But
both of them for different reasons.
yes, yeah, exactly.
One is like super cool, gritty, fantasy, The other one is super fun, not remotely serious fantasy. It's like if you watch two of them back to back, you will get whiplash. You're like, what just happened?
That would be a fantastic double feature.
Well, see, I thought about doing that for Alex to show him the good and the bad of the fantasy genre all at once. Actually, we didn't watch Beastmaster. I forget what we watched with Conan. It wasn't Beastmaster because I watched that separately. I'm trying to remember. Masters of the Universe? Might have been Masters of the Universe.
Ooh.
Good movie.
Well, that's corny for sure.
And He-Man is kind of Conan.
Having seen that now, I can say that.
Masters of the Universe is legend. Is it a good legend or bad legend? That's up to you.
Oh, that was a bad movie.
It's a great bad movie, though.
Bad movie.
Anyways,
if you're a teenager watching it, it's
40
fantastic.
things.
I only have which ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things.
Okay.
That's 5 things more than I have today.
That's at least 3 things more than I have.
Okay, so let's go with Sabrina finale. So the last season of Sabrina came out in December, and I haven't had a chance to watch it. Now, I really liked the show. The first few seasons were really good. The last season sucked. I mean, it sucked. Spoiler, I'm going to ruin the ending for you, so get ready. If you haven't seen it, sorry.
Question. Are you ruining it, or was it pre-ruined?
Well, I'm just going to ruin it, whether you like it or not.
It was pre-ruined then. My yes.
Beep, beep,
Sorry,
beep,
my
beep,
printer is
beep.
messed up right now. So I watched through it. The ending of Sabrina was horrible. So Sabrina has to sacrifice herself to save the world because the Eldritch horrors are coming out, and she's got to do it. Okay, I get it. She's gonna, everything that happens because of her is because of her. So get rid of her. Everything bad turns good. Got it. I'm okay with that. I get it. Well, she, sacrifices herself. She dies to save the world. Fine. The last season was rushed anyway. Let's just get it over with. So she's sitting in like limbo, just relaxing and chilling and enjoying, her afterlife and such. And then all of a sudden her boyfriend shows up. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I decided to swim across the river of Styx and kill myself so I could be with you for the rest of my life, too.
The fuck?
I'm like,
Ugh.
let's just glorify suicide now.
No, actually, let's not. Let's not.
That's what they're doing.
Exactly.
And I was like, this is bad. Now, if it could have been like, she'd been sitting here for 40, 50 years and he died of old age or something or
right? Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I mean, life is actually pretty short if there's an afterlife.
Yeah, or you'd be like,
life is very short and afterlife is super long.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like
not suicide.
Yeah. It was, and I went and read a bunch of other reviews on the ending and started talking about it.
The whole thing seems just idiotic. Why would you, even with the main character, just offing themselves anyways? That just
that's not a happy ending. That is a more sad ending.
Yeah,
you've now doubled the sad ending.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't have a problem with her having to sacrifice herself to save the world. Okay, I get it. You know, the hero does it to,
That's a good story note. Absolutely.
yeah. But the boyfriend dying to, I was like, and everything I read, because I read a bunch of different, reviews and other
Like,
people,
I
and I was like,
can't live without you, blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
teen angst,
But like,
CW.
yeah, that's
yes,
what I was saying. Like, you're a teenager for fuck's sake. You don't even know.
yeah. And it was, everybody was like this. It was like, this is the wrong message that should have been said. Now, if they would have said, she sat there for a while and, flash forward and he appears, younger, and here he goes, well, I lived to be the ripe old age of, 78 or 90 or
It would have
110.
been great if he had been like, and I experienced life and I had a beautiful life, and here are all the fantastic things that I accomplished and everything, but,
Well,
I never stopped thinking of you, and here you are, blah, 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 happy ending.
Or even
Yes.
like, I was inspired by what you did and I still loved you, so I put myself at risk to save people and all that, and died a little younger because of it. But I lived a good life and I did all these wonderful things because I was inspired, to try and meet you again. But I wasn't going to take my own life because that's wrong.
Yeah.
That would have
No.
been good too. But
Yeah,
no.
it was bad. I was very upset by the ending. The show overall was pretty good, but the ending and the last season were bad. You can tell one that they had to end it and they had to wrap it up, and the wrapping up was done horribly, and just the ending of it was just bad. But they said that they were going to try to like expand it more in the comic book. I'm like, yeah, no.
Too late.
Just leave it alone. I'm out, out,
Yeah.
out.
For whoever wrote
So-
that ending scene, look, I've got a little message for you. Everyone else, look away. Fuck you.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was not healthy at all for a
Apparently,
message.
I've never had anyone attempt or actually succeed at suicide in your fucking life.
Yeah.
Because you would not.
Sabrina on Netflix. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And like I said, overall the series was great. It was really a lot of fun. Characters really cool. Expanded on it, but that last episode, last season, it was not good. I'm just not going to give it. I would give the overall, if I went to the whole thing and give the entire series, it would have to be, I would say, like a 2.5, 3. Because the last season just brings it down a lot.
Cookie says
So-
most shows end horribly, or video games, and most shows that should have ended when when the original writer had the concept of the story, and there was a beginning, a middle, and an end, but then it was successful, so writers kept adding more stuff and they kept getting more episodes, and then they didn't know where they were going with it, and now everything falls to shit, when they really should have done like a lot of British shows do, where they have a short series. There's a beginning,
Yep.
a middle, and an end, and you feel complete at the end of it.
And if you need to tell another one, here's series 2.
Yes, exactly.
It was just not done right. It was, it just, I don't have a problem with a show having a sad ending. I don't have a problem with that. Not whatsoever, especially like video games and stuff. Like I played Last of Us and
Yeah,
Last of Us
but
2.
this was a wrong message.
Yes.
The message it was
Absolutely.
sending.
Yeah,
Message.
definitely a wrong one. And you can have a sad, oh shit, this sucks ending to a story, which is okay. But yeah, Uncharted 4, great ending, great series too. And then The Last of Us, when it comes out on HBO Max, when they make it into a TV show, I'm hoping they do really good with it but that game is not a happy game.
I'll be honest. I'm not going to watch The Last of Us when it comes on HBO. I don't need that in my life right now.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what that is.
Last of Us is
Depressing.
it is a video game by Naughty Dog Studios that it's a post-apocalyptic zombie movie, but it does not hold back on the sadness. It doesn't sugarcoat life
No.
in a post-apocalyptic zombie world type thing.
I mean, how sugar-coated could you get in a post-apocalyptic zombie world?
Oh
Anything other than horribly would be sugarcoating it.
yeah.
Well,
I'll send you a video that's like the first 15 minutes of it.
I'm not really a fan of zombie things. The only It's funny because people think I am because I like the game zombie side,
Yeah.
but it's really more the mechanic and the cooperative aspect of it that I like. It has nothing to do with the fact that there's zombies in it.
I don't mind zombie stuff. It's played out, and there's only so many ways it can go.
Yeah,
Captain
I'm
Macy,
just
I
not-
did give you a warning on that. I just didn't give you. I didn't spoil it for you. The first 15 minutes, and it sets up the entire tone of the entire series, and it's an amazing story. I loved it. It was great.
Pretty much the all caps, and that gives that away, guys. So
Yeah.
I don't forgive you or believes you in any way, shape, or form.
I says it is an amazing game, one of my top rated games of all time. Like I says, I don't mind a bad ending. I don't mind a sad ending, but that was not a healthy ending. So, 2.5, 3 space herpes overall for the entire series of Sabrina.
Fair
John,
enough.
Kathy,
I'm going to go in opposite order. I'm going to talk about my movie first, my TV show second. Because the TV show obviously is not complete because I don't binge like that. Baney and I are watching it Fridays. But movie, I watched Zulu.
Oh wow!
I had not seen the whole thing through.
Like Michael Caine, 1960s.
1964, yes. Yeah. No, not like the 80s.
Oh, not like Shaka Zulu. That's
That's
different.
different. The 60s, yeah. 1964, Michael Caine is the biggest name actor known in that. And I'm here to tell you, it's pretty good. Like, if you separate yourself from what they could do now with a movie like that and what they did then, it is an epic war movie, and it is great. And the whole concept is about the Battle of Rorke's Drift, which is a small missionary in South Africa, and the British Expeditionary Force is there, of course. And the Zulus basically declare war on them. And if 4,000 Zulus come to take an outpost of about 100 men plus about 50 wounded. And it goes, I mean, it's quote-unquote stereotypical, but it's based on real events and reasonably true to those real events. So it is crazy. And it is super cool. I would say the main actors all do a great job. Special shout out to the guy who plays Color Sergeant Bourne, who is fucking awesome through the entire thing. The two main officers, Michael Caine and the other guy, great through it. Some of the ones are sort of characters or sort of overdo it, but you have to in a movie like that because you have so many people around. You need to make sure you feel something when stuff happens. But it is just great. I mean, it respectfully shows the Zulus also as being, not savages, being, having their own, rituals and their own tactics and actually being effective at what they do, at portraying it. And it's a good movie. I enjoyed the crap out of it. It's a little slow at points, as movies from the 60s tend to be, because people apparently had attention spans and could watch things for more than 12 seconds without a fight. I'm not calling out millennials. I'm calling out people who make movies for millennials, because I'm pretty sure millennials can wait through things that are more than 12 seconds long. I ain't saying give them a chance. But I really happy that I purchased it on Blu-ray. Finally, I purchased the 50th anniversary version, which is already 7 years old. So, I definitely suggest to anyone. It might be on Paramount Plus because it is a Paramount production. I didn't check. I had just bought it because some videos came up to me in a row on YouTube, as they often do, and I'm like, I really want to see all of this movie all in one sitting, and I did, and it was great, and I enjoyed it. I am going to give it 1/2 of a Space Herpy, just because you can forgive the stuff and how they made a movie back then, but it's still a little off-putting at points. And if you're wondering, it is very, very close to Casablanca and very, very far away from Cats. And he plays such a good role there. And there's some depth in a couple of the roles. Not a lot of them, but there's some depth in a couple of them.
So, Kathy, you said you didn't have anything, right?
Did I talk about Lupin the last?
No, you did not.
No, because I'm actually that's on my list right now.
Is it Lupin or Lupin the Third that you watched?
Lupin on Netflix.
Okay.
Because season 2 is coming out.
I might have watched. I might have talked about it during my stream. But Jim and I have been watching. I think we saw the first 4 episodes of it so far, and I've read a little bit of the Arsène Lupin, the books,
Hmm.
the from like is it the early 1900s that they were written, or the late 1800s that they originally were written. Anyways, back when I was reading megapacks of early 1900s literature, um, I read a few of those, and they were so much fun. And I love that in this series, Lupin is a guy who he leads a life of crime, but he's inspired by the original stories of Arsène Lupin, the gentleman thief or gentleman burglar, and so he like is inspired by it, and I really like the way that they worked this modern version. It's been a lot of fun. Each
I've got that on my
episode,
list.
each episode, I'm like riveted, paying attention, and of course, I'm watching it with subtitles. I don't know if there's a dubbed version. I know you like dubbed versions,
I think there is.
but I like the subtitles because I enjoy listening to the other languages.
Kathy, I watch everything subtitled. When I turn on Zulu, I'm like, hold on, subtitles go. Seriously, it's great. I actually I like the concept of Lupin. I haven't seen this Lupin, but I've seen some Lupin the Third stuff, which is the anime based off the whole thing, and it's just so cool. I actually think I'm going to watch that, but I don't know when I'm going to get time. But I'll put it on my list as well.
Yeah.
Gonzo said it was on his.
Yep.
I don't know how many episodes there are in the first season, but like I said, I think we've only watched like 4.
It's getting another one, so
That's cool.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
it's cool to get cool stuff like that, funnish type stuff like that.
Let's see. I watched all of Jupiter's Legacy. Sorry. Jupiter's Legacy is a superhero show on Netflix by Mark Miller.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is.
out.
Do what?
Out.
Yeah. It tries to compete with all the other superhero shows out there, like
Like the boys.
The Boys and
Yeah.
everything else, but
That's
a little bit less. Not as gory and not as adult type thing. Let's just say the story is fine. There's nothing wrong with the story. The characters are fine. Nothing wrong with the characters. The special effects and the makeup on them is bad. The fight scenes of them flying through the air and doing things and stuff is just bad. You can tell so much that it's green screen and wires. The makeup that they make to make the people look old is it's just bad. Um, and it just throws you off because you're like, okay, I get the story. I know where they're coming, why they're doing this. I know what they're building. Yes, this is kind of okay. But then, like, you come to the superhero fights and you're like, man, this is bad.
Here's a tip for people making stuff: if you can't afford the effects that needs, don't make it.
Yeah, I mean, it was very poorly done. I was pretty disappointed because the story's good and I know about it and I've seen it and I've read some about it. But it just throws you off while you're watching it. I don't know if it's going to get another season or not, but for me, it probably gets like a 2.5. It's a meh.
I mean, it's Mark Miller. I know what Mark Miller does. He does some good stuff, but
yeah,
sight unseen, I'm not going to watch his stuff because he's a very much of that modern, darker tone.
yeah,
Sort of like a Frank Miller, but Frank Miller, even though he's fucking nuts, somehow knows how to craft a great story out of it.
yeah. It just was not good. I was not impressed. So I'm gonna have to wait.
Gratuitously grimdark? Is that what you're saying, John?
Yes, there's a lot of people like that, and I try to
Did
avoid
I just invent that? Gratuitously grimdark?
them. I mean, you did. Copyright that shit. It'll be everywhere in a moment.
So it gives me about a 2.5. It's a meh. If they get another season, they've got to up their game, or people are just not going to be in on it.
Yeah.
It'll just be like pass, don't care
Yeah.
type thing. So, John, what you got?
So Bainey and I are watching Discovery season 3, and we're loving it.
Yes.
But it does occur to me, it's basically the similar plot to Andromeda.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Huh.
I mean, the great star spanning empire falls into decline because of things that happened, and a ship from the past with its crew, or in this case, one captain for Andromeda, a whole crew for this, come back and are trying to right things because they want things the way they were, and they want to help because the spirit of whatever organization they were part of. Hits the nail pretty close to the head on that.
No. I never. Like Cookie says, I'd never watched Andromeda, so I have no clue.
I enjoyed Andromeda back in the day. I don't think I could watch it now because Kevin Sorbo is just kind of a
douche.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's actually he's a douche canoe. Maybe even a douche yacht. It's not quite the douche Titanic yet.
Yeah, disappointing.
Yeah. Also, to be honest, it doesn't hold up as well as other things do. Like, you always like, man, there's so much potential here, and the Andromeda herself looks so cool.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, it falls short. But this is very much that same plot. And it's done better here, I'm here to tell you. And it's so fitting because Gene Roddenberry created the concept for Andromeda. So it's
yeah.
you're like, it's a Gene Roddenberry mashup, and it's super awesome.
Nice.
I am liking it. I definitely suggest it for anyone who has the chance to watch it. I have to share my password with you, Kathy, so you can watch Discovery when you guys get the chance. Because the first season is good sci-fi, but not necessarily good Star Trek, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the second season and third season, at least third season so far, are just good sci-fi and good Star Trek.
Yep.
Margaritas and pizza. I'm sorry, Banyan just distracted me with that. What? I'm up for it.
But pizza?
When?
It's a Farscape joke. There's an episode where they're all going crazy, and John Crichton, the main character, ostensibly, is seeing the bad guy in his head, I mean, has been. And since they're all going crazy, he's going a little less crazy. He's keeping it together better. And the bad guy's like, kill them, John. Kill them. We can have pizza and margaritas. The little Italian you love. And he's like, no one has pizzas and margaritas. It's an inside joke that I've explained because I'm drunk. But I love Farscape also. Farscape is super cool. A little harsh at points, but it's more episodically harsh, not all around harsh.
I haven't watched as much of it as I would like to. I've caught a few episodes of it, and the ones I've caught I enjoyed. At some point, I just want to buy it and have the whole thing, and then watch it all.
It is definitely one of the underloved sci-fi series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, the second season of Discovery with Pike on it was chef's kiss. I watched it about the same time I watched Picard, and everyone was raving Picard, and I like Picard very much. But I think Discovery season 2 just blows Picard out of the water, like not close. It's like A+ and A-. You're like, there's this whole area between you. You got both awesome, and I'll watch either of you again, but there's a big space between y'all. But yeah, we're liking it. I'm not going to rate Discovery Season 3 yet, but we have enjoyed every episode, and we like where it's going. I like how the little parts are together.
Hey, Mo's Magic. Mo says Pike is a badass, and the actor they picked is a badass for that part.
Yes, he's great.
Don't apologize for your enthusiasm, Mo.
He is... So I never found like Sisko or Janeway inspirational or Archer inspirational as captains like I did Jean-Luc Picard.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Pike is fucking inspirational. He knows how to say it. So tell you what, Kathy, when you are ready and have time, let me know and I'll shoot you my password for that. It shouldn't be a problem as long as like you, me, and Menoth John aren't trying to watch something at the same times. Because you can only have 2 people watching.
Oh. Well, then I will send you messages when I'm watching.
Command is yes. I love Star Trek like I love Star Wars. I can have two babies. They're both
That's
awesome. You have three
right.
babies.
That's
Just
how I feel. I have
have
many
Babylon 5 in there, but yeah.
because Star Trek was my mom's favorite TV show, and so therefore I watched it when I was little.
My mom wasn't a huge fan of Star Trek. She'd watch some here or there. Mostly she watched the movies because she needed to take me, which was super awesome of her because my mom is fucking awesome. In case anyone had a doubt. I remember seeing like at the, she made sure I went to go see a Wrath of Khan opening thing, and that's a fucking movie. Holy moly.
I mean, I was some of my first TV watching memories as a little kid was original Star Trek. So, yeah, that was my mom's influence there. That was before I saw War of the Worlds when I was, I don't know, like 5 or something. I think I was about 5 when I maybe 6, but ever after that, my brother and I pretended that street lamps were all Martian spacecraft attacking.
Fair enough.
I could see that.
And, Cookie, I agree with you 100%. I thought I wasn't going to agree, but you specified Stargate in the
Star
movie,
Trek,
so
Star Wars,
I agree with your
yeah.
entire statement.
Battlestar, Buck Rogers,
Rogers.
Farscape, and Stargate the movie. Oh, see, Stargate the movie lost me with because I like Egyptian history, and I just couldn't get past that craziness with the weirdness about the archaeology and stuff. It just I couldn't get past that.
Let me ask you
It
something.
was okay.
Does the Mummy bother you because of?
I love the Mummy. That was ridiculous.
Because I mean, I have a buddy who's really into Egyptian lore, and he was so upset at the bad guy Imhotep because Imhotep wasn't that guy at all. He was an actual figure, and he's like, sort of threw me off. I'm like, I mean, that's fair, but give it a chance.
But yeah, the Mummy with Brendan Fraser, I absolutely loved. It was ridiculous.
Yes, I love it. It is so good.
And Stargate, somehow the ridiculousness was different. I don't know if it was the way that it was served up to me. I don't know, but
I still enjoy the movie because it is interesting. It is, of the ones he mentioned, is probably my least favorite. But
Stargate is okay. It's okay.
I
didn't hate it.
Swordfish, even though they hacking doesn't happen like that. I also love Swordfish and hackers. Hack the planet. Oh, we're over time because I'm rambling.
Yep.
That's fine.
That's all right. Guys, we really appreciate y'all coming out and listening to us. We got more things to do. Don't forget, John will be doing MechWarrior Online on Monday and streaming every once in a while. And then also Kathy, Tuesday through Thursday, will be painting. And on Friday, she'll read her Pulp Fiction Friday. Other than that, guys, please be careful. Please take care of yourself. Please, please, please stay healthy. We'll be sending y'all to the Pyro Club as usual because they're awesome and they're doing some Harlan Heroes for us tonight.
Make sure you schedule your shot for the vaccine if you haven't already. I got my first one coming up. Do it.
My second one is coming up.
Awesome.
Get your shot. So,
Harlan
Hogan's Heroes, not Hogan's.
Loved it.
All right, hold on.
That's ridiculous too, but I absolutely love that show. I watched that with my dad when I was little.
So, for More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Kathy.
Kathy,
I'm just looking at a Kathy MechWarrior stream might be fun. I've never played MechWarrior.
Let's do that. Maybe we can do like a
Link.
I can't even imagine. I mean, I suppose.
Hit that raid button, people.
Raid!
Good.
Oh my god, I got a piece of that.
Piece of. I thought you